Chris Lynch News with Airpark Canterbury. Found cheaper parking? We'll beat it by 10%.
Well, as health insurance premiums continue to rise for many Cantabrians, particularly older retired people, some are finding the cost increasingly hard to manage. Many have contacted Chris Lynch Media reporting steep increases in their premiums. To explain what's driving the surge, we're joined by Regan Savage, the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer for Southern Cross Health Insurance. G'day, Regan. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Chris.
So let's just start off with a retired Southern Cross customer told us that her premium had jumped by $80 to $371 a fortnight. Without discussing individual cases, why are we seeing increases this large, especially this year?
We're seeing significant increases in health insurance premiums across the board. It's driven by both the volume of claims that all insurers are seeing and also the price of those claims. So for Southern Cross, we, a few years ago in 2019, around about a third of our members claimed in any given year. For the last 2 years, that's been 50% of membership. So firstly, the volume of claims is up significantly. And secondly, the cost of treatments has increased as well. So medical providers, specialists, hospitals are all subject to many of the same economic influence as other parts of the economy. And that's a significant part of it. Just on that particular claim, I'm not quite sure. Obviously, we don't have any information about the age or the identity of that person. But for Southern Cross members over 60, the largest increase that would have been possible was somewhere in the order of 26% in the last 12 months. That's assuming that there's no change in the underlying plan.
One reader asked if it's possible to ask you if a flat rate policy that doesn't rise with age would be considered. Is that ever going to be an option?
It is an idea that comes up from time to time. The problem with insurance is a complicated equation. And if someone is getting a discount or someone is not paying effectively their share, then someone else has to compensate for that difference. So as a friendly society, Southern Cross collects premium from over 950,000 members, and we pay for all the claims of those 950,000 members. We price by many factors, including age, because the change in claiming behaviour is very different as people get older. For our entire membership cohort aged between 35 and 39, they claim around $200 million a year versus our members over 70 who claim something like $600 million a year. So there's a significant difference in the cost of claims by age.
I should point out Southern Cross is not the most, there are other insurance companies across New Zealand. We've heard from clients from them whose rates have been far worse. We've heard from many retired people who feel they're being hit hardest. I mean, what is your advice to old New Zealanders trying to keep their health insurance affordable when many say it's just simply not anymore?
We say to all of our members that they should have a look at their policies, have a look at the products they're on, and make sure that they are in line with both their expected health concerns, their needs, and their financial capacity at any point in time. So with Southern Cross, we would like our members to get in touch with us before they make any big changes. The other thing that members can do is introduce an insurance excess. So at Southern Cross, you can introduce a $500, $1,000, $2,000 or $4,000 excess, which can have quite a big impact on the cost of your premiums. So some members, for example, if they take a $4,000 excess, they would cover that cost themselves every year, kind of self-insuring for that first $4,000, and then using their insurance policy for big claims over and above that.
It seems like this year has been really tough, particularly for older people. Is this one of the I don't want to say the word worst, but is this one of the worst years when it comes to increasing insurance premiums, particularly for the older age bracket?
I think the context for health insurance in New Zealand is very different to what it has been in recent years. There's been a significant increase in demand and and at the same time as the cost of living increases in other areas and the impact of the economy on everyone's cost of doing business, including those providers I mentioned as well. New Zealanders are claiming more from their health insurance. As I said, it's a combination of both volume, so significant increase in the volume of claims, and also the price of those claims.
What would you say to people who are considering cancelling their health insurance because they simply can't afford it anymore? And I guess what I'm specifically meaning retirees. That appears to be the bracket that feels like they're being squeezed out.
It's really challenging to have premium increases going up for all types of insurance in a higher cost of living context when perhaps income is not rising to meet that. So we acknowledge that and absolutely empathise with our members and New Zealanders. Our advice is to talk to your insurer or your insurance advisor and make sure that the coverage you have is right for your circumstances and right for your financial capacity. And do consider options like introducing an insurance excess, because that can have a really significant impact on the premium you pay. It's really important, though, that people try to keep their insurance. We have many members who have very long tenure, and those members that have something like 20 years tenure, we estimate, have received 96 cents in the dollar back for all of the premium they've paid. The longer people keep their policies, the more likely they are to get value from it.
What about those who may be opening up their premium, paper and think, wow, this is, $80 more? Would you encourage them to at least try to keep it or go for something different or a lower premium if possible? Or is it, or can you not do that? It obviously depends on the circumstances of the individual.
It absolutely depends on the circumstances. Yeah. And we would recommend that those customers talk to their insurer or their insurance advisor to make sure they get the right information and perhaps advice if they're talking to their advisor, so that they make the right decision for them.
Southern Cross Chief Sales and Marketing Officer Regan Savage, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.